Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Lisa. Hi. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah?
Hanging in there.
Getting ready?
Yeah.
I saw in the news this morning, Florida man arrested for going 110 miles an hour, and the reason was he needed to get to his barber. He was going to be late. So it's always Florida man. Yeah, right. All right, so today is important. We're starting something new. It's going to make the company stronger and make us more profitable. It's not about adding more stress. It's about creating some clarity and giving us more tools to win and making it a more rewarding experience for success. So why are we doing this? So a couple reasons. Our business is solid. However, this year, we need to grow and to thrive. And this year, about 43% of the stylists have had an increase over the prior year. So less than half have increased from the prior year. So what we're going to work on is creating more value for the guests. So not just raising prices, that's one way, but also creating a better experience, a newer, fresher experience for guests, and that's one of the things we're going to be working on. So it's not just about money. It's really, they've got to get value in a way that they've never experienced before, and that's what we're going to be working on. So this is kind of we're laying the foundation for a roadmap here. So one of the areas that we're working on, and you've been doing it, and thank you for doing that, and I know it's been a pain in the ass and troublesome and a new thing to do, is the whole measuring of color. So we've been doing that for several months now, and we've come up with what the standards are of the usage. So there's going to be an allowance for each service, and then we'll just charge extra for whatever is used beyond that allowance. So that's why it's important to get those things measured in there. So for example, a root retouch has a 4-ounce allowance. So that's 2 ounces of color and 2 ounces of developer. So if you need to use beyond that allowance, then Vish automatically calculates that amount beyond, and then it will get charged, added onto the guest's ticket. It makes it fair and it makes it consistent to do it this way. Guests who use more product will pay for more product, and that's the way it should be. Along with that, we're making some minor adjustments to pricing around the color services, because we found that some of the standards are different for our salons than whatever standards are in the industry. They have some industry standard that says 1.5 ounces of color for a root retouch. On average, we use 2 ounces. So that standard affects our pricing. So there will be a price increase for some services. Something to know about that is that you will have scripts. There's going to be an email communication that goes out to everybody, so they're informed of this. You'll be completely supported in how this is rolled out. Only the color services are changing right now. So it's not all. We haven't had a price increase for 2 years. All of the prices have gone up. We anticipated some growth this year to help compensate or pay for some of the increases, because everything has gone up, as you all know. Nobody's a stranger to that. Electric bill alone this summer was a hotter summer, but also just the cost of energy this summer. All our bills went up. Color has had a price increase. That's gone up 5 times in the last 2 years, the prices of hair color. And we use the most expensive brand of hair color. So we've just absorbed all those costs. So we have to pass those on. There's also going to be another change to employee services. It's going to be simplified. So from now on, anybody using color services is just going to pay for the actual cost of the product used, measured directly in Vish. So the amount will be wrung out in Vish, just like any other transaction. That replaces the old flat fee, which was random. It was $20 or $30, and some paid, some didn't. It was inconsistent. There just was no true measure of what was used. So that way it's clear, it's fair, and it's tied directly to what's used to cover the cost. So something we're going to be doing a pilot program with, and something I'm asking all of you to work with and experiment with, are some enhanced services or additional services. You've heard some talk about them, but other services that we can offer to guests that create a better experience for them. And we're doing some experimenting with those, and we have some of those that we already do, and then we have some new ones that I would like for all of you to experiment with and find several that you love. You know, we used to have something called Chem Shots from Redken, and some of you just absolutely love those. You loved what it did for the hair. It was a quick little add-on at the bowl, which didn't add much time to the appointment book. A lot of the things we're looking at aren't to add more time to the appointment book. They're things that can be done with the Co-Stylist. Some of our pricing for some of our services are listed as if they were on your book. For example, Tinsel we had as a $40 add-on. And the reason for that was, you say, oh, it's just a couple strands in the hair, but because we were booking time on your books for that, and that's why it was that much. But if we pair up and partner up with these services and have co-stylists doing them, we can lower the price and offer those as options for people while they're in the salon. If we look at it like this, if we had 10 or so offerings that enhance the guest experience. Good morning, thank you for being here. And guests were given an option to choose these things. Last year we saw 21,000 guests. We had 21,000 appointments, not guests. They were repeats. So 21,000 appointment visits last year. If we offered a service while the guest was in the salon to all those 21,000 guests, if we had just 1/3 of those guests receive one of these services, $10, $15, or $20 service, which those things are offered everywhere, $10, $15 everywhere we go, it would make a huge difference. We'd be able to do some refreshing in the salon. The salons need to be refreshed. Upgrade, do a little bit more, and we'd have that growth. So it takes very little to have this happen, but it's just a matter of giving the offerings and making them available. It has to be in conversation and a part of the way we do communicate with people. It's no different than Michelle and I love to go to Fleming's because Donna always takes great care of us. But I love the New York Strip there, and it's a great experience always when we go. And every time we go, I usually get the New York Strip, which is $65. And the server will always say, would you like a salad with that? And usually, my thought is the steak I know is enough, usually. But there's peer pressure. We went with my sister and her husband, and they all got salads, and I didn't want to be there without a salad. So I said, yeah, I'll take the wedge, which is $18 or $16, whatever it is. A head of lettuce is $1.68 right now. So it's a quarter of a head of lettuce. So it's 50 cents. And blue cheese is 35 cents an ounce for the dressing. So this $18 add-on. But it's simply an offering. I could have said no. But I said yes, it was an offering. She offered it to me, and I said what I said. Same thing about dessert, because we had all decided no dessert. I'm on no sugar this whole year anyway, so I'm definitely out. So we had all decided no sugar. But sometimes I like to watch people eat dessert just to kind of get my fill while they're eating it and seeing their joy of it. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So she came around and asked if we would like dessert. And we were, of course, right away, no. But Michelle said, well, what do you have? And she described one of the desserts, with the molten lava chocolate, hot, melting out of the middle, and a scoop of fresh vanilla bean ice cream on the side mixed together. And of course, everybody's mouth is watering. And so Michelle says, why don't you just get one and bring 4 spoons or 3 spoons for the table, because it was an offering. Now, we had said no. Now, if she would have brought the check and handed us the check and said, would you like dessert? At that point, no. I mean, the check's there. We're done. We're out. The offering wasn't there. So when the offering is there, and that's all this is, and we're just using this as an opportunity to say, we come up with some things that we love and we're passionate about, and then we want to offer people. Last month, we did the Frizz Free, where we gave away more than 500 of those services. So more than 500 people got the oil reflections last month. And a certain percentage of those people fell in love with it. They absolutely loved it. We have people who rebooked for it, people who liked it, they want to do it again. Even if it's only 20% of the people got introduced to something they never had before, and they liked it. One woman, I was listening to her say, wow, I love this. So somebody was sharing with her about the referral plan, saying, if you have any friends, I want to let you know about a referral plan. I'm going to give you a couple cards. If you could help me build my business, they'll get $25 off, you'll get $25 off. And the woman had just had this oil reflections treatment done. She said, yeah. She said, I'm going to go show my friends my hair. My hair feels so great. I love this. It was just something new for her. She had never had anything like that. It was a great experience for her. So it got her talking about it is what it was. It was one of those things where she didn't just get what she came here for. She got something, an enhanced experience. So we're talking about that in this regard, and what we're going to pilot, and what I'd like from you is some input on, and this is what we're going to work on, and Marina's been working on, are creating some things that, services that you are passionate about, that you like, that you could share with your guests, that could be an enhanced experience for our guests. So doing some research on those and seeing what it is that we can offer and feature, and have a little menu that's on the stations and around the salons, and we communicate to people, and we have a special each month around those, around which ones we're promoting. So some of those Marina will go over in just a minute, and then we'll create what those are. So a couple of things for the year. When I looked at that and said, okay, well, we're not growing, we're not thriving this year. What do we need to do? We need to, make some changes. So year to date through September, as I said, 43% of the team did have an increase over the year before. So 57% had fewer guests this year than last year. The good news is that 70% of the stylists had an increase in pre-book. So that the pre-book future visits has gone up for most stylists, which is good news. Services per guest, 90% of the stylists have had an increase in services per guest. That's the number of services that guests get per visit. That's great news, because we know if they're getting more services, they're spending more, they are more likely to be retained. 60% of the team had an increase in retail per guest. So the take home has increased by 60%. By 60%, not by 60%. 60% of the team has had an increase over the prior year. So that's more than half. Those are positives. Miraculously in September, because it certainly didn't feel like it, there were some days there where it was like, whoa, what the hell's going on here? Anybody have that experience in September? Some days it felt like, where'd everybody go? What happened? But 71% of the stylists had an increase in September this year over last year, which pulled it out in the last couple of days. 57% of the stylists had an increase in the number of guests in September. So it wasn't as bad as it actually felt, although it didn't feel good sometimes. So over the next few days, I want you to test these out and experiment with these. And we can have a discussion about that now. Also, some of the services, we're trying to pare down the services, going back to the services in Vish and how color is used. There's so many things in there to choose from. It's like, which one do I choose? Which one matters? There's several glazes and glosses, and a $40 one and a $70 one, and what's the difference? So we're kind of trying to clean all that up so it's understandable and there's a point to it all. For example, the way it will be is there's a $40 toner glazed gloss, and there's a $70 one, right? The way we'll distinguish the difference between the two is one will be if a co-stylist does it at the shampoo bowl, and it's a 5 or 10 minute service that they're doing, and it's not on your book, then it'll be the lower priced one. If you're doing it and you're with them at the bowl, and we're going to be putting it on the appointment book, that will be the $70 version. So if you're free and not have to be with them during that time, and their co-stylist is doing it, it'll be a little lower price one. So that kind of helps distinguish those differences. And then there's a standard amount of color for each one, which we will post and have everybody see. Now, this just came from what we use. This just came from the averages that have been being used company-wide for the last 3 or 4 months since we started that. That's where those numbers came from. Some of the things that prices are going down, for example, all over color is going to a lower price. Now, when we communicate these things to people, we have to say and up, because it is that base price and up based on what color we use. So we don't know how much color we have to use. We can't quote it as an absolute as we have been doing. We have to say, depends on what we mix. And that's how it will go. Now, even the upcharges of that are not, it's not significant. They're not a lot of money, but it measures the direct amount, and that number will be charged up front. Marina, anything you want to add to that part?
Well, just like the highlights, we're getting rid of the whole 1 hour and 25 minute, 15 minutes, 1 hour and a half, all of that. We're just going back to our basics. Face framer, half an hour, halo for 45 minutes, partial, whatever, and a full for an hour. And a new one will just be an extra 15 minutes. So it's not going to be the $450 new foil anymore, because that's what scares the clients away, I feel like. If you're only using that, you only need a little extra time for a new client. So that's going to go down in price, which will help bring new business in, as well. And then we will have just 15-minute, like additional service time, and then you guys can just add that. So if somebody does take you an hour and a half, you could just add those 2 15-minute things, and then we can put, it'll be in their history, when we book it, so we'll know to book it. We can put a note on there. But it's a lot easier than upcharging an extra 100 for something that you don't even need the time for. So we'll have that for Brazilian, we'll have it for haircuts, we will have it for every category. So that way it's easier to do it that way.
Be a lot easier scrolling through Vish when we get that cleaned up, so there's just the base services.
The big thing with the Vish is when you guys do measure, going forward, just make sure you're hitting the right service and you're measuring the right service. Because we've noticed sometimes color and foils are going all under root retouch. Well, the problem with that is now it's going to show that you overweighed the color by 6 ounces or whatever, and they're going to be charged extra.
So how about when they're doing highlights and lowlights? Because they're both going to be mixed under there. Is that going to be?
Super question. That's great, because there's a base allowance. So the highlights and the lowlights will automatically calculate what the difference is. As long as it's going under highlights or foils in there, it will calculate what extra color amount is.
Okay.
Because it has an amount in there that it's already going to allow for.
And what will be the upcharge for, so say if I did a highlights, low light, are they only going to be charged the extra amount of product? Or is it just a base amount?
Correct, the extra amount of product.
Extra amount of product.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
it is very insignificant.
it's
Right, it could be
$20-ish.
Normally we would be like extra color charge,
Right.
$15,
Right.
$20. Now it's just
Now it's
whatever
like
they use.
precise,
Exactly.
They can't really say anything about it.
Right.
It's directly measured, yeah.
Okay.
It's just a matter of communicating and letting them know, like, the base price for the color is this, but you have a lot more hair, or I'm doing more than just your base. I have to
Yeah.
add more color, so we're gonna charge you
Right.
extra just for that part versus charging you for an all-over color, let's
Right.
say.
Now,
If you're still doing it in a half an hour.
so there won't be any like 2-hour foils then or anything?
Right.
Okay, because then we're going back to
We're
basically.
going back to the basics
No
with
more.
an additional 15-minute, and you can
So you'd
decide
put
whether
4
you want-
15-minute, if you needed 2 hours, we just put 4 more of those little 15-minute slots on there.
Okay.
So it's additional time that way.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the way, because if it takes me 2 hours, then that's automatically going to be more product. So they're going to, I just feel like because before we were saying we're a timed salon, and then, so now some clients might already think like, oh, we're a timed salon, but now you're charging me for more product.
Well, that amount of time includes that amount of product, includes a
Okay.
base amount of product.
Okay, because then we're going to add on the 15.
Right,
Gotcha.
and then beyond that would be additional product. So it takes this much for this much product, or this much hair, or this much time, and if we need more, that's where the additional charge comes in.
So when you add on like a 15 minutes, it adds that on to the amount of color you can use?
It adds a no, it depends, no. It will add, right now, what it does, it adds on a dollar amount of time if there's additional color used for that. So give me an example of a 2-hour color. So a 2-hour color still has, there will be a minimal amount in there for that $44 or whatever that 15 minutes is. This has to be fixed in Vish so that it gives them no, it's not going to be in Vish.
No, it has to be like.
It's not going to be in Vish.
You have to finish with it.
Yeah, you already mixed in Vish.
In-
You already mixed in Vish. Vish is separate, yeah.
After doing that is the
Yeah.
finishing, cutting, haircut.
Let me check on that. I'll find out about that.
Yeah.
Good question. We'll find out how that's going to work.
Right, so we're not double charging the extra time and the
And
extra
extra
color.
product.
Right.
Extra product
Because
should be in
sometimes
the
then if
extra
you're doing
time.
highlights that need it, you have this much regrowth, it's just automatically going to be longer and take more product, so we can't say your time and.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, what else? Dimensional color is another one that's so broad. we're still kind of teasing that out, whether we're gonna have a per foil charge or 5 foils within that, or that one's not clear yet, because there's so many different versions of it that fall into dimensional color.
And everybody's doing it differently. The more we talk to everybody, even in the same salons, everybody's treating it differently. So Christy brought up a good point. She said a few salons up in Bonita and Estero, they just charge per foil. So it's $13 per foil, is what she's found, like the averages.
Per foil?
Per foil.
Per one foil?
We used to 500, yeah, it was, yeah, that's right.
Well, no, this would be if you wanted to just add 2 foils or 3 foils. Yeah, this would, otherwise it would be a partial or a full, we'll still have that. But if you say, like, for the, dimensional, let's say it's not a dimensional because you're not doing 6 foils, right? You're just adding a foil and a foil. So you could charge the root retouch and add a foil or foil. 'Cause
They'd
there's
end
not
up-
any
they'd end
extra
up paying
time
less.
on your book.
Yeah.
So you can just do that. It's just something we're thinking about
Yeah.
because a lot of salons are doing
But
it
if
that
we
way.
bring back all the face frame and all that stuff.
We have the face frame on
Yeah,
it,
so
yeah.
that's technically.
Yeah, the other thing is cleaning the names up so they're easier to understand, because they're wacky names, glow frame, what is that, face frame, so. Yeah.
I've noticed lately in Vish, I've been having to go back and mix more color, and I think it's because Vish is knocking down very tiny amounts every time I reweigh. So it's reweighing at a smaller amount, and I'm like, why am I having to go remix every client? I've been, like, the last month, I've been having to, like, remix every client, even if it's just 10% of color. So if they're allotted 2 ounces of color, 2 ounces developer, but then each time it creates a new formula according to the weight, the scale, how does that, if I have to go mix because now I only have 1.6 ounces of colur, where I
You still
had
can
2
do
ounces
2,
of color.
you still can do up to 2, it doesn't matter,
It doesn't always
calculate
calculate what you used either, because like I use an ounce of N, an ounce of your target. When I've gone back, it's told me, I use 8 of this and an ounce of that one. I'm like, but that's not my formula, like. Yeah, so just be careful when you're actually don't follow the scale. I actually go back.
I just
to
noticed
the
I've had to
formula.
remix a lot of it. I
Like,
don't know,
it
it's
doesn't
because
even
each time I
calculate the
reweigh
difference,
it
wrong is
knocks
wrong.
a little more and more.
It's way off.
If you remix up to 2, it's still gonna be the same, though, it wouldn't affect their charge.
That's 2 ounces including development.
No,
No.
Oh, okay.
2 ounces color,
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
need a color and 2 ounces of
correct,
color.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
those came from the data that we've collected in the last 3 months of you guys weighing. Like, that's your data, it's not someone else's salon's
Right.
data, it's yours.
Yeah.
So what are some of the,
So here, I'll pass.
Enhanced.
Take one and pass one.
so there's a lot here, so we really wanna scale this back to see what you're really legitimately gonna
Yeah.
use,
These are just
find what you fall in love with.
suggestions. Some of this, we don't even have the products yet, this is just what people have been coming up and saying, coming up with and saying, let's try this, let's try that. So this is for you guys to look at and say, well, this makes sense, this doesn't make sense, I'm never gonna use this, and some people might still, but we're just trying to get ideas from you guys of what might be good. Again, right now we're looking for something that doesn't add more time, so something that could be done in the shampoo bowl. So masks instead of conditioners, right? That could be an upcharge. Instead of a conditioner, use this mask, and that's $10, $15. And that's an easy upsell. Most people will say for 10, 15, they're like, yes, absolutely. 25, 30, they're not gonna say yes.
So the oil reflections is 15 now, not 35.
I think it's in there as 20 now. If it's in the computer as 20, I don't know what it is on here.
No,
It was
it's
15 yesterday.
Yeah, I think that's what the promenade
Okay.
was talking, because it's not adding.
Well, it's not
adding-
arbitrary, we actually take the cost of the product and then the cost of the time too, so it's not like
And
completely
this is
random.
preliminary too,
Yeah.
like these, we can tweak these as we go. This is just a general.
That was just something I noticed
I mean, I think
yesterday.
15 is good for oil reflections, because I think the tub is really.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are we gonna put this, well, I think we should have this menu available.
We will, yeah, absolutely, yeah, that's great,
It's like
yeah,
this,
then they
I
can
feel
choose.
more comfortable
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
looking through it, and I go,
Yeah.
Once we tweak it,
oh,
we'll have
that's,
actual
I
nice.
can do that?
Yes, yeah.
I'm way more
'Cause
comfortable.
interestingly,
As
we've,
a consumer, I'm more.
Yeah.
100%, and what we found too is that when people book online, the Boulevard has a setting in there where, when you book from Uber Eats, how it says, would you like a cookie, after you order that? Well, ours does that, and says, would you like a quench treatment? Would you like a head spa? Would you like a Zen, whatever? And, or is your hair long or thick? Or is, does it require extra time? And 80% of the people pick something on there when they book online. They'll pick one of those menu items because it's offered.
Yeah.
So it's simply sometimes just a matter of us offering them and having a menu there that they can choose from will make it easier for everybody. What's that? Dessert, of course, yeah.
I will have fries with that.
Not hand massage, did you say hand massage? No, it's not a hand massage, it's hand therapy. So what we bought these gloves, the 2 sets that they're testing out at the promenade right now. One is paraffin, so you warm them up in the microwave and then, they put the gloves in. It's all one use, and then they discard it. But, and then another one, we just bought moisturizing ones. So it's gloves that already have the moisturizer in them. Same thing, we can keep them in the towel warmers so that it's nice and warm.
But they're throwaways, they're not used constantly.
Throwaways, correct. Yeah,
Oh,
correct.
throwaways, no,
Yeah.
it's for each person. So that's something that could be added on while they're processing. They're sitting with color on their head.
Yeah, we used to have that in New York with our brand. They used to send me those gloves and,
Yeah, see, something like that, and that's easy,
Mhm.
that's $10, or $15 or whatever, like, why not, yeah.
Will this be added time to our processing time? I mean, our shampoos are already 20 minutes and if we have.
No, it's not at a time, they're doing it while they're processing.
right.
While they're
they just-
sitting here in the chair,
they
the
just
color.
hand it to the client, they open it up and they put it in self and then you do whatever you do.
Yeah, or while you're doing your haircut.
Oh,
You know,
right, they don't need
While
it.
they're being shampooed, they can put it on, right, they can put, and then they can sit with it while you
That's
cutting them.
pretty cool.
And then you take them off, you rub in the moisturizer into your hands, and you're good to go, Same thing with the little eye patches, we got the little, just moisturizing, like depuffing, whatever. Something, again, they can put on while you're cutting their hair, while they're in the shampoo bowl.
What brand? I don't know.
We're testing out one
Yeah.
right now at the
I
promenade.
just get nervous about
The gloves was Red One
I
Professional.
don't want to make anybody rashes or
Used
anything.
in New York.
Yeah,
That was the brand, the gloves.
which one?
Red One Professional?
Oh, Revlon.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we're testing that out, just to see if that's something, but it seems like that's a no-brainer, and that's not anything that you have to add on to your book.
And all these are gonna be in the computer as. the
They're
names.
already in the computer.
It's not gonna be like one thing for.
Multiple, correct,
services.
correct. Yeah, it'll be one for each one.
Yes, every
Yeah, yeah,
single thing
yeah,
will be
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So again, if you have ideas and you say, well, I don't like any of these, but how about this? Let's, we can bring that on.
I think too, we just have to make sure, well, here we'll be fine, because I already have, but, well, I think we have no problems for, village, but, just enough associates, just because if they're gonna be doing more hair, right now, yeah, absolutely. it's very
You might have to do some yourself.
Well, it's no problem, but I mean.
No, it's a great problem. I hope that's the problem. I want to have them, but yeah, no, it's
No,
good.
I'm just saying,
No, I get it. We will have to staff correctly for it, yeah, yeah. So, and that's the whole point of having co-stylists is so there's a partnership there anyway, so they're creating part of the service and value too. So we have to, people
Just 'cause if we
people are out for more, they want more value.
But currently, we don't have co-stylists, because each person's working with 2 or 3 people.
Well, you've got to be applying. with
We still call them co-stylists. I mean,
So I
we're not
can't-
busy enough.
I can't pull in and do curls if he's with me and
Right,
rent it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so if we will make adjustments accordingly. So if the services are there and we're doing the service, if we account for it, we're going to do 20 guests in a day and we know we're going to do at least 7 of these, 30%, we have to make sure we have a person available, an extra. If we have to staff extra, that's awesome. That's a great problem to have. We want to have that problem rather than having too many that aren't doing enough, where we've run into this month, in particular September and October.
Well, and especially
particularly.
because we have our great stylists that are gonna be going on the floor, or,
Yeah.
associates that are going on the floor as stylists. So that's a great thing that we can do too, because now we have to hire other associates to train anyway,
Right.
right? And that's what usually the newbies always worry about not getting the hours. Well, this is a way to get those hours, because we can have one column open and they can rotate, for instance. Or like, these are all things that we're testing out, but that's what we need your input on as well.
Yeah, like you
When you're
said.
seeing this and, just let us know. Just say, well, we need one column open. It doesn't need to be one
I mean,
person.
in season, like right now, obviously, no, but like,
Right, but come
December?
season, exactly.
Yeah.
But come
Come
December,
January,
exactly, they'll be on the floor, and you
That's
guys
true,
will have
yeah.
other associates. So they can
Okay,
do
well,
these things, and they can take that weight off of you, so instead of, the people that do want the extra calls and everything else.
Yeah.
Correct, if they're on the floor and they're not booked, they'd be doing these services.
right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right, that's what I just,
Yeah, yeah. Logistics, things like that come out, there are things we have to work out, yeah. So I'd like for you to, experience some of these, play with these services. Actually, we're going to have some time this morning. Get some of these services done, test out the gloves, test the different things out that we have.
Well, we don't have them here.
Oh,
You don't have it.
you really want to moisturize his hands.
Okay. Well, there is a massage chair back there, which Maria is going to have available. So you can practice that today, okay, right? Maria giving little massages on the new massage
Is that something
chair.
that's going to be booked, or is that something?
Yeah, we are going to make that a
bring
bookable,
ahead of time?
we're going to make that a bookable service. And if it creates a new problem where, uh-oh, she's doing too many of those, that's great, then we need more people. That's a great problem to have. We'll take that problem.
Where are you gonna keep that chair?
I don't know yet. Wherever Maria wants.
Brenda was asking if that was legal.
Yeah. So we're not advertising as that a massage, but she does the same thing in that chair. She's just moving from that chair to that chair. So we're not advertising it as a professional massage therapy. She's rubbing your shoulders as part of your experience in our salon. If somebody comes in from the state and wants to give us shit about that, I'll take the fine on that one. So we haven't had anybody visit from the state in a while. And usually when they come in, they look at the licenses and they say, okay, they really, yeah.
So
Yeah.
she just said,
Oh, I gotta write it down.
you just said that it should be in the back room, out of the way of people. because-
Whoever you like, we'll set it up for you.
Because when it's massage in the back,
Yeah.
take care of the short,
Yeah,
yeah, and then.
then it's all yours, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, they're not gonna take off the shirt, even in the back room. It's gonna have to be kind of.
No, it's the same,
Over.
it's the same kind of thing, it's just
También se
like.
la tienen que sí, porque yo pongo crema.
Sí, pero yo creo que no va a ser un masaje.
No,
completo,
masaje,
es
pero
lo
si
mismo
están con dolor
mismo
in the pain, I
principio.
need to put the cream and
I think it's more just over the shirt, just extra
It's-
massage over the shirt. They're not gonna be taking off the shirt.
Oh,
It's
yeah, like
probably
they do in the
like,
shampoo.
instead like that, it will be more comfortable. It's
Right.
More comfortable, exactly, yeah. They're not sitting in the chair with their,
Es como hacerlo, but
Mhm.
I know what she's saying, it's like if the client wants a little extra, like, and then
yeah,
they can probably add like 10 more minutes. And
yeah.
Wait, we're gonna get inside, don't go in the back room.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, Steve.
Right, exactly, that becomes a little complicated,
Right.
And clients won't feel comfortable doing it, let's be real. They're not gonna wanna take their shirts off.
No, it's a lo que quiere decir es que es así de la misma, lo puedes
No,
hacer
yo
con
decía
más.
que así, tal como yo tengo crema especial para los dolores.
I was looking at, I was looking at ChatGPT.
With your schedule?
We will have to put on the air. Yeah.
I like this, this is great, it's very clear, very concise.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of, I just leave this at my station.
Yeah, good. Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
Sleep through, enjoy.
Yeah, see what you like, right.
About this.
Yeah.
Are you gonna, did you say you are gonna have pamphlets made up, or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna have a little, once we pare this down to see what it is we're gonna use, we'll have it so they have a little menu. So,
Sitting there waiting.
a couple of other things, as you all may know, we're going to be doing a monthly raffle for $200 for people who rebook. Now, those of you that have been having conversations with people, it's an easy way. I've noticed because the pre-books went up significantly last week, which is great because it's one more thing. Like, why wouldn't you book to have a chance to win that? So monthly.
Coming, we need to get in.
Yeah, all of you have your own methods. Some of you are already there with that, but this is just one more little thing for you to add on to that. Another thing is we've got a little flash sale with some products going on this week. Does everybody know about that?
If you buy regular, you get a travel free.
No, not a travel. If you get if you buy any regular product, you can pick a free one
Hydrate
from
shampoo.
Hydrate shampoo, Hydrate conditioner, or Fast Dry and Spray.
Travel.
Not travel,
Oh,
regular, we don't have travel in those, regular size. You know, and then even if they don't use it, you just say, put it in your guest bathroom. You know, gift it to a friend, you know, have your son, your kids use it, whatever, you know.
Are we trying to X that product?
We're not trying to exit, we just have a lot of it, you know.
And
so
we're trying to
entice.
we're trying to increase sales right now, so that helps, you know, like one way we can. So that if you're just informing people of that, if they're even thinking about a product, whatever product you're using, sharing with them, then, hey, if you buy that, you're going to get this. Those are
Yeah,
$35 or
now's the time to
$40
buy it,
products
don't
too.
wait till next month
Yeah.
to buy it now so you can get a freebie. You know, it's more of a selling point for you to be able to
So it's
say.
basically buy one, get one, but this is what you get?
Yeah, you can choose.
Yeah.
You buy any product, but you get one of these
Buy whatever you want, but
three.
you could choose out of those three.
Yeah.
Full size, any full size.
Correct.
Yeah.
Lori had a client yesterday who said, well, what if I buy 2 products? Which is a great question. Then you get 2 freebies too. So it was a good deal.
That's great, buy 2 of those and then get a shampoo and conditioner for your guest.
Yeah,
Or a Christmas stuffing, you know.
yeah.
That's going on until Saturday.
That's still Saturday.
I think by doing this, lowering the prices, you're gonna make more money doing it that way. You're gonna get more, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's more offerings and yeah. Yeah, it doesn't take book time. We're already here anyway. We got the team to do it, so
But I mean, you're not charging too much, is what I'm saying.
yeah. And
The higher add-ons, when they were so expensive, people weren't interested.
Yeah.
This is gonna be better, and I think you'll probably do better with this.
yeah. And like it only takes a third of them. It only takes 1/3 to really make a difference, you know, and that's it. So if everybody's being offered dessert and just 1/3 is, it makes a huge impact on the business. That goes for everything that we offer, you know, whether it's a retail offering or an add-on offering. If only 2 out of 10, if only 20% took a take-home product, that would transform the business incredibly. Right now, about 5 to 7% of the people we see take home a product. They all use products, but only about 5 to 7% take a product home from us. So when the offering is there, it really makes a difference.
Are we doing a Tinsel promotion or something?
It's not. It's just what it ordinarily is, but the Tinsel. But it does say that in their text. It says you can get the Tinsel because so the Tinsel now used to be $40. It's $15 now, and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So some people want to put pink in their hair or their favorite NFL team or whatever it is that they want to do.
So that's the new price, $15.
That is correct, and it does not go on stylist time like it used to, and that's why it was $40 because it went on your book. It doesn't need to be now because all the associates are trained in putting that in.
And when we do book that, do we book it on the associate's books then?
It is
Like-
booked. It's
like
booked
they
as
don't have their
5
phone
minutes.
open, but-
It's booked as 5 minutes on the stylist book.
Oh, okay.
So it does
So you
say
can
5
look up
minutes
and you could over it, you know, it's not.
Yeah.
Didn't take out.
because it wouldn't. If they did that online, it wouldn't show up on their book. So it's booked as a 5-minute service, but it's their service doing it. So that's another offering, which right now is like $15 versus just like the Frizz Free, which was $35, and now we've reduced that and it's made available to everybody.
Well, yeah, I just had a client yesterday, just one person got Tinsels and then they saw that like 3 other people got Tinsels.
Oh, awesome! Oh, really? That's great.
She was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm bringing my daughter in to get Tinsels.
Oh, fantastic! That's a perfect example of it. That's great. That's
She was
awesome.
like, it's $15 and the
Yeah.
price, she was like, oh, she's coming in. Like,
Great. Yeah, $15 is all over the place. $15 is for the wedge salad. $15 for the $15 add-on to everything in life right now. There's nothing you can go.
Well, and then at the promenade, they talked about they use the steamer and they add it on to whatever. Like sometimes they just add it on, if they do a mask, for instance, for the $10 or whatever, they will put the steamer on while they're massaging it. So it doesn't need to add time to it. It could be part of your normal 10-minute shampoo that everybody here does. It's just that if, with the steamer going, you can upsell whatever that mask is. And people have been really excited about the steamer. And they come, or they'll see somebody with a steamer and they go, well, what is that? And then the girls could be like, oh, well, if you want, we could do an absolute repair mask and put the steamer on instead of the conditioner. And a lot of clients, their clients, they get excited and they go, oh yeah, I want that. I want to try the steamer. And like they said, it really doesn't do much of anything other than it just feels good, right? It's warm and.
They keep theirs plugged in, like ready to go all day? Or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's always ready to go. So the only thing,
Only on
we have to
regular
clean it out, but we can't use it with regular water. We do need to have distilled water, so we'll have to get that and have it, be here.
Oh, you should've told me we had some.
But they don't charge extra for steamer, right? It's just the condition.
No, exactly, yes, yes, it's part of, but it's an extra way to sell that mask. So you can say, we're just gonna add a little bit of, you
We
know.
might need an extension cord or something though, because then the only plug is we don't have any of this.
That's what they use up there. They have an extension cord up there, yeah. Yeah. And we took the wheels off, so you don't need to worry about it wobbling anymore. It'll still wobble a little, but it doesn't need to be on wheels.
Sorry.
Yeah, won't fall in their face.
It's not until like an upgrade, that's one of the upgrades that you.
Yeah, there's a lot of upgrades we need. Yeah, that's one of many. Yeah, for sure. But if we need more of those are, you know, we can swing that.
Just, we're wasting time when every time we have to pull it out, and the wheel come out and put it on, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's, when,
Yeah. To put it back together, and then it never stays anyway. Yeah. So if we need more of those, that's great.
And the gloves and the eye patches, they'll be here tomorrow, so you guys can test them out, play with them, obviously, try them yourself first, you know, see what so that you know what you're offering.
I mean, the goal is just to mix it up a little, give them a little bit more for their experience here. Give them something to talk about, so it's not just the same old. So with the person next to you, just share what your thoughts are about this morning, what your takeaways are, and what you'd like to say coming out of that. So just with your buddy, yeah, this was, all right, I get it. Sounds like a good idea. Whatever's going through your mind, or I wish this would end soon so I could get my breakfast and I miss my coffee. Whatever thoughts are in your head right now, just share that with the person next to you. Give you about 35 seconds each.
Tell me, Evelyn, tell me.
Oh my God. Well, he needed to get groomed really bad. He was getting an ass. Was that, yeah, no, he's a big one. That's the big one. Then he's a little chocolate. So I was like, my neighbors get this.
Sometimes I see.
And I was trying to find what it was. I didn't know what it was. That was different. Over $200. I had no idea. And so when she was bringing in, and he looked great, and I, he gave a great blowout, and they go over and they cut it. So it was like a show dog haircut. Which he had no idea. And then, oh my God, tell me. So I'm trying to be like, oh, $200, of course it is. Instead of going, are you kidding me?
Okay, about 10 more seconds. If you haven't switched, switch.
I'm ruining myself. I go down totally. No, I actually, the last haircut he got, I made it my Instagram moment. Because I shaved him halfway down and didn't have the haircut. And I put it on Instagram, I'm like, I got a half off of some I'm upset. This is unexpected for
Okay, time. Come on back.
I would like to express something about
Yes.
I would like to express my gratitude.
Come on back, come on back, come on back, everybody.
That the $450 or $60 service thing went away.
Oh, yeah. Scared of that, right?
And I would obsess about it. What can I do for that much money? How can I buy something? It was $450 value in color. I don't know how I can handle this. And I would obsess about that.
Yeah.
Days, sometimes weeks, if I was
Yeah. You probably got one of the 5 that, a couple of the 5 that we did over the year, because not many of those got booked. We just put it all in the kitchen sink. It was like the kitchen sink of whatever. Yeah, that's gone. That's gone.
One of them actually came in, she's still my mom.
Oh, that's awesome.
I didn't figure, I'm like, I'm going to be adding up a lot of stuff. $450
Yeah.
value.
Yeah.
Yes, $15. We're just gonna grab you guys.
Okay, come on back, everybody. Couple quick things, and then I'm going to have you share. If one of the things that came up for consistency's sake, so that we're staying on the same page as everyone else, if a service is done, and we have some products and some things that are being used that are not being charged for, if it's being done, make sure that at least, if you're going to gift it, make sure that it goes through the system so that it shows up as a gift, whatever the service is, even if it's extra time. And the reason for that is if they go to somebody else and they get that same thing and then they go to get charged for it, it makes us look really bad. And it makes that other person look like, oh, they're gouging them. Well, there was no history that we gifted this glaze, gloss, extra service, extra product, whatever it is. So at least it shows up on the ticket that way. They always know they got it as a gift, whatever that is. So that's just something to make the front desk aware of. I don't know what services came up like that. There was a product that we buy that was being reordered that I said, we've never done one of these services, whatever the product was. Fusion Plex or something, whatever
The
it was.
ultimate repair.
Ultimate repair, and it was never being done, and so it was being used at the back bar and not being sold. We're keep buying it, which is expensive, so, and it never showed up as a gift. So just make sure that that's the case if that's being done.
And the sunflower, we do have the sunflower treatment, and it's, well, Brenda could tell you a little bit more about that, but I tried it last month, and it kept my red. You know, it really did not fade the way it normally does. I really like it. It's also like a small little addition. We will have them up front. It's a 1 ounce bottle. You guys use the whole 1 ounce on the hair. Like it's, you use all of that. And that's used instead of conditioner. So again, you don't need to add any products. So like yesterday Maria did that for me again. So instead of conditioner, she just used that when she massaged my hair.
And then rinse it out?
And then rinse it out.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's not a leave-in. But it really helped my red. Like I noticed the difference.
And it's a tangle your hair really quickly.
And yes, because you did it the first time. Yeah, and we really noticed
Do it what? What'd you say?
how nice it was.
Detangle her hair. She has very thick hair, and it helps a lot.
And we do have that here, so you can, and if you didn't want to try it for somebody, and if you wanted to gift it, that's fine too. That's just something that a stylist needs to come and get from the front desk. We're gonna keep it at the front, so that so we can put it in the system. That's not something that can just be done.
So what is it, a color protector?
Yeah. Brenda?
I have to read the bottle. Hold on, where is it?
It's not
It's
on
like
the
a,
bottle, it says it right
some
there.
kind of treatment to lock the color.
Yeah, it helps lock in the color.
Oh, and it helps with damage.
Yeah.
Does it lock in the demi colors as well, or no?
Yeah.
It does.
It's not a glaze, but it has some technology that
That helps to
that
stretch
helps,
out.
Do you feel like it gave
It
you
kind of
shine?
seals in the color and that kind of stuff.
I don't know
Or
if
not
it gave
as
me
much.
shine. I don't think I noticed shine, but I just noticed that it didn't fade the way that it has every time.
I mean, I haven't used it. Marina's the only one that's used it.
And you want to say something?
All right, what are your takeaways?
I think this is.
What's going on over here?
I was like,
It's a good,
What'd I miss?
a good option to have more affordable treatments
Yeah.
so that we don't feel pressure on our side and their side.
Yeah,
Like $10, that's a Starbucks coffee versus
yeah,
$35 for a conditioner, essentially. Like
Yeah.
that's not fair. So
yeah.
that's why I never push like oil reflections because
Or what they're actually for.
we don't even need it anymore.
And we're gonna make like menus for them too, like.
Yep, we'll have an actual menu just very similar to this, but it'll be nice, yeah. Yeah, so,
And I think we should like put them in like the color grading, like the menus, like, oh, this is good, and you're like, oh, I can check it
Yeah.
while I'm applying, you can take a look at her.
I think some things will need more,
The ultimate
scheduling
repair
time.
leave-in treatment, is that like the whole system gets used on them, or just that spray?
I think Marina was talking about the system. The spray seems kind of weak, like you're just getting a couple squirts on
They
you.
just use the spray, and that's how we even found out about it, because we don't even order that here. That's not something that we have, the ultimate repair, Wella. But there is a system, and at the promenade, the girls were suggesting to do the shampoo, conditioner, and the spray, and then it'll be like a $25 add-on. You know, because we do have to obviously account for the product that we're buying. If it's just the spray, it would be 15.
We're not
But
gonna-
I feel like people probably,
Have the spray. It's just a
they
standalone.
don't feel like,
Is there a difference with using the shampoo and conditioner?
You gotta check it out. You gotta try.
There's three
See,
things, shampoo,
We're
conditioner,
gonna
and
have it here, right?
yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. No.
because it's that
The
wide.
shampoo is a detoxifying shampoo, so it helps eliminate different things from the hair and the water that you're using, so it's, you know, kind of preps the scale. And then they have either a mask or a regular conditioner, and then after that, there's the leave-in spray. There's also a blow-dry serum to help smooth out the hair even more, so there's like it's a 4-step.
Yeah, so they don't have the conditioner, it's a mask. We were looking into
That's
it.
technically just an
It's
add-on.
shampoo, mask that you use instead of conditioner, and then the spray.
Do it, yes,
it's heat active.
yes.
Then we can make that a service, and that's another thing that we want your input. You know, do you think that that would be something that you would want to offer to a
I
client?
think if you did offer it, I think you should just make it like a ultimate repair blowout and add in the price of the product to that blowout.
Kind of like the
What if people
swimmer's
wanna
one you
do
were
the
talking
haircut?
about. Right? Yeah.
But what if,
This is heat activated, so you need it.
Mhm.
but what about if you're doing your haircut?
Well, yeah, you could, well, yeah.
Right? So like,
Oh, yeah,
this
you still
could be
have
like a 15-minute whatever,
Oh, that's true.
or, because you will need, well, I guess you don't need any extra time for it, because you're using, again, the mask instead of the conditioner. You're just using different products, so it's just an upcharge for a different product
Right.
system, though.
More,
Yeah. So if you guys can let us know if that's something that you think that you would be able to add on, and say, well, listen, this is all Wella stuff.
We gotta use it and see if you like it.
yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there is that smoothing treatment that's coming out in November, and I talked to Michelle. She said she's gonna get that for us to try.
What is that?
So Brenda has the mask for it right now, but there's actually, well, I'll let you
They're
tell you.
coming out with a new keratin, kind of like the next generation keratin works from the inside out of the hair. It does not straighten someone's curl, it just eliminates the frizz.
Formaldehyde in it?
No,
So it doesn't work.
it doesn't straighten the hair, it just eliminates frizz.
That's good.
I haven't gotten like big details on what the product is and what the chemicals are that they're using to
Go ahead,
do
go
it.
ahead.
But it just creates like frizz-free hair.
Is it
Okay.
applied the same way as a keratin? You have
Yes.
to go all the
Awesome.
other steps?
Yes.
That is a cool thing. Can you
It's
see it
product
done on
in
somebody?
and put in and then rinsed out and
Go ahead.
you still have to separate it from color.
I would like
How
to
long
see
is the
that
whole
on
process?
somebody.
2 hours, 2.5
So it's the
hours.
same.
You do it after or before color?
You can do it after,
Like a week, 2 days,
but you need to wait that 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Okay. And then same amount that it lasts, right?
Yeah, even with our Brazilian and stuff, I don't offer more than 10 weeks because of the way we sweat, the waters, the
Okay.
pools, the beach. I never promise like anything more than 10 weeks and explain to them that a lot of it is how they take care of their hair.
Okay. Well, that's why I'm curious about the length of time, if it was a curly haired person, if their
But
goal
if
was
they're
to
wanting
just let
their
the
hair
hairdryer
straight,
diffuse it.
that's not,
Yeah,
it's literally a defrizzing. Like, you should still have all of your curl, just
Okay.
without the frizz.
that's
That's
what
how
that's
they're
why I would like
selling
to
it.
see it on somebody that has curly hair, but you're trying to suggest to them,
Right.
why are you blowing your hair out all the time? Well, it looks a mess when I'm like, well, maybe we're not doing the right products on you, so that you can do that in this humid environment and actually enjoy your natural hair texture.
Like, the Well Facebook page had a whole, they have Sunday service every week, and the guy who does that did a little deep dive into it.
Okay.
So I really
Marina.
have like his overview, not.
Zach, can you grab Marina when she's finished up there,
Do you
please?
know about how much devices for them?
I don't know how much they're gonna charge for
It's the brown one?
Yeah, they came out with the system first, like the shampoo, the conditioner, and everything to support it.
It's that
Their,
brown one you
their
have to
retail
get?
products to support the system came out first, and now they're coming out with a smooth fill.
Because I would love to see something that makes it more feasible for curly hair people, actually.
They're going to get that to us when it comes in?
When it comes in,
Okay,
yeah, she'll
okay.
get that for us.
So we're going to test it out.
Test that.
So between now, so let's do this again next Thursday. Okay, so we're going to follow up this conversation next Thursday here. Marina will set it up on the book. So experiment. You can also do Operation Hairbrush. So I'll reimburse you for Operation Hairbrush if you go somewhere and want to experience other services, get a blowout, see what kind of add-ons they had. We saw the menu up at the Aveda Institute. The school in Fort Myers has a list. They had a nice menu of add-on services for $15 to $25 at a school, and their root retouches were like $70. They're cheaper than our silver level, I think, or more than our silver level. Anyway, you could go experiment out in the world or see what else you see
Yeah,
that we might be able to offer.
Let us know. This is just like a preliminary list, just of what we got so far, but we welcome suggestions.
So
You have them?
find your top 3 by next Friday. So find your top 3 that you like, you could recommend, they work for you more than any others, so that we can talk about those next Thursday, not Friday, next Thursday. Okay, thanks everybody.